everyone, and welcome to the top 5 things I hate about the Roblox game Jailbreak. Disclaimer, this video may and will include things such as the game itself, glitches, and the main type of people who play the game. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, number 5 is the most obvious one, and that is the campers. Now, every game has these campers who just ruin the game for everyone. Well, Jailbreak is probably the one with the biggest amount of them in Roblox. If it isn't camping inside the bank, camping outside the bank, camping outside the jewelry store, camping inside the jewelry store, or outside the wall, heck, the most annoying to me is the ones that don't even let you get as far as the wall. You know, the ones who sit there, and if you so much as touch anything, they arrest you. Yeah, those. All in all, though, campers truly ruin the experience of the game and kind of counters the point. I believe that Jailbreak should mainly consist of some high-speed chases and robberies. It should not consist of people who are just going to sit there and gain a bunch of money while others are forced to stay in the prison. Now, there are the case of the criminal campers, but those are dealt with easier than camping cops. And if anyone watching this is a camper, then I ask of you to please, in all that is Roblox, find a new game to play, okay? But then again, this is just my opinion. Alright, so number 4 is vehicle flipping. Now, this isn't a major flaw, but it's rather annoying and aggravates the living crap out of me. I'm not sure if a lot of you have this issue, but me, oh man, I have this issue. So you're just cruising along in your level 5 motor Lamborghini that you grinded for against all the camper cops. You go to do a sick drift and bam, you flip. Well, should be easy enough, just hit the V key, right? Well, about 30% of the time that does work. However, the rest of the time, you are stuck looking through the godforsaken ground at the roof of your car. Now you think, oh, I will just get out and get back in. Wrong! You do that and there's about a 40% chance your screen starts glitching. How do you fix that? Reset. Now, when you reset, you can easily end up back at criminal base. Okay, easy enough. However, sometimes the game is like, no, screw you, and bam, you're a prisoner again. And while you sit in that cell, at your desk, writing your life story, wondering what the cause of this is, the reason you have to fight off the campers again, the reason you might as well be a beginner at the game, you realize it is because of that freaking flip. Yes, that car flip. That should have been a simple fix. But no. You had to go and die because of it. Screw that freaking flip. Now, number 3 is the range of the handcuffs. Now, I know I shouldn't, worry about this since I main a cop most of the time, and that it helps me in battles. Well, the fact of the matter is they are broken. So I am running around as a criminal because there are a lot of cops, for once. Okay. So I get out past all those campers, luckily I have no vehicle flips, and now I am outside the bank having a shootout, the fun part of Jailbreak. Well, okay, I am a good distance away using my pistol as my shotgun is useless. I will get to that later. And all of a sudden, a cop comes off the roof because of the helicopters. Again, I will get to that later. And parachutes down. I continue to run away, and all of a sudden, I am captured. I am arrested, as he is still running toward me, only to end up freaking shooting me with the gun. Once again, I will get to that later. And now, I am back in prison. Okay, well, maybe I was just lagging. Okay, so let's just forget it. So you then run out and decide to take the shorter route and punch in the power box. Little to your knowledge, there is a camping cop behind that wall. And the second you throw a punch at that box, ooh, you're in handcuffs. How are you going to arrest someone through the wall? Explain to me this, Jailbreak. How are you going to get me through the freaking wall? Anyways, before I get too mad at just by reading a script I wrote, on to the next point. Alright, so number 2 is really just something that bugs me as somebody who really enjoys math. So number 2 is the cost of in-game cash. Now, I get that you should go and grind it and all. You should definitely play the game and not pay to win. I respect that. like not ruining the game by spending all your parents' money. But to me, it seems like with Jailbreak, they want you to spend all your parents' money. Now, let me explain that I mean by saying the prices of in-game cash, okay? So basically for 2,000 in-game cash, it's 99 Robux. Doesn't seem too bad, but 2,000 is not exactly a lot of money either. So then it's 8,000 for 399 Robux. We're getting there. 50,000 for 2,299 Robux. 100,000 for 4,499 Robux. And finally, 250,000 for 10,000 Robux. Now, to make sense, let's see how much each of those Robux purchases cost in real life money, shall we? So a simple $5 real life money will get you either multiple 2,000 or just one measly 8,000. Now let me take a moment to say that makes me so mad. Like, why not make it 10,000 for instead of being like that cheap? Make it a big difference in between the buys. You are a big enough game. You need to, you don't need to be that greedy. Okay, there is no reason in the world for you to be that greedy. Okay, like, why? I don't get it. Anyways, back to the cash. So to get 50,000, you will literally have to spend roughly $25. So that's about the average spend on Roblox a month for the average player. Now, for the $100,000, you will need to spend roughly $50 of your parents' hard-earned money, just so you can get a freaking Lamborghini. There's not a lot of parents out there who will just say, hey, here's $50, go get yourself a Lamborghini on that game you love. Anyways, it is that or face all the noob cops and all the flipping in the basic cars to get it. Okay, so really the odds are I'd rather spend the $50 myself, but I didn't. So the final one is 250,000, which is roughly $100. Meaning if you want that monster truck or the Tron bike, guess what? Fork up about $250 with Roblox Robux pricing. That's about what you would spend. That's probably the minimum you're gonna spend to get that. And now, as I said earlier, I understand the grind to play, but to those kids, yes, mostly little kids play Jailbreak, who will not have the patience to deal with all the noobs, all the cops, all the car flipping. Okay, a lot of people aren't going to have that. So basically, what Jailbreak, in my opinion, wants you to do is just find a way to drain an account, drain your parents' account for it. Guaranteed. Now, I'm not saying Jailbreak itself actually wants you to do that, but it's, to me, it seems like that's what's going on. So that's just me. I don't know. You guys can let me know down below. Alright, so let's take a break from our top 5 list and go over some honorable mentions. Now, the first honorable mention will be the power of the guns. Now, do I need to say anything about this, really? I mean, the dang pistol is the best gun in the game against an assault rifle and a shotgun. I am dumbfounded. I am dumbfounded by that. Another honorable mention will be how OP the helicopters can be. I mean, I touched on this earlier. You could be in a rough patch and fighting off cops when all of a sudden one falls down from the sky and arrests you. Now I was debating on actually complaining about this, but since every time I play and get into a shootout, it frackin' happens. And now there is another one in the game. Whoopity freaking whoop. The Trihard spammer. Now, for those of you who do not know what I mean by this, I mean basically those people who will say things like, I am too good for these cops, Then you go to arrest them, succeed, and all of a sudden, you are a hacker, and they are going to wreck you, or any other excuse in the book. This is honestly one of the main reasons I myself quit. But I don't think it deserved a spot strictly because other people seem to think it is funny. But me, myself, I have a thin patience for ignorance. So I could not include it on the list just because other people may not have as thin of patience for ignorance as I do. Oh, for an honorable mention, this one really gets under my skin, and it is players who will kill you after arrest. I mean, believe me, I get the purpose of it so that you can't be uncuffed, but, why do it when we are in the freaking prison? I do not get the dang point. Not to mention, if I get uncuffed, you can literally cuff me again for another arrest and get more money. But hey, it's Jailbreak after all. Now it is time for number 1. And believe me, some of you will hate me for it, but others will definitely understand. Yes, it is time. It is finally to announce what the number 1 reason I hate Jailbreak is. And it is how overplayed and overrated it is. Now, in the last stream, I kind of touched on this, and Doge kind of touched on it with me. But don't get me wrong. The idea of the game is great, okay? You get to be a prisoner or a cop. You can arrest. You can, rob places. That's great. And they make some cool updates for it. But, I mean, ever since release, it is all anyone will stream, all anyone will make a video on, and most tiringly is all anyone will ask for you to play. Now, here recently it is kind of downed, and that is good. But now with the new helicopter update, oh no. Literally right after, I'm going to bit off script here, but right after I type this up, I get on Roblox only to see that there are 79,000 people playing Jailbreak. Wow. So it will flare up again, I guess. But once again, don't get me wrong, it is a rather well-made game. I mean, I couldn't do any better. But it is literally relying too much on players. Now, if you added some, system AIs that, give you, I know the missions are there, but do something that, kind of makes it to where you don't have to rely on players to get other players. I know that's the main point of the game, but it just gets a little, I don't know, repetitive, I guess. But I mean, yeah, there are a lot of players, but as stated earlier, most of them ruin the game by spamming in chat and camping. Oh yeah, another thing. When people stream the game, it is way too easy to target them. Now, this isn't exactly the game's fault. This is just something I've noticed from other streamers. Now, I know you can do this, in any game, but it seems to be a real problem in the streaming community with Jailbreak in particular. I mean, I myself haven't had too much of a problem with this one, but other bigger streamers seem to, and it just gets on my nerves rather easily. But I think we've kind of clarified. I don't have a high tolerance for many things. But yeah, I could ramble on and on about this, but I think I'm going to leave it there. So guys, do you all agree with me on these reasons? Is there anything that bothers you that I missed? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And if you don't mind dropping a like, that would be great. Also, if you're new, go ahead and subscribe and hit that big red subscribe button, along with joining my Discord server in the description. Maybe, just maybe, even purchase yourself a Killed by a Spoon shirt. Also in the description. Other than that, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time,